hold on a minute. Excuse me for being sorry. I'm going to taste the gravy here. Oh, delicious. That's going down. I'll have a bit of bread. I know a bit of rice. It could go to a nice mashed-potty or something, but no, it'll be rice and bread.
You put totties in it as well, aye?
What's that?
You put the totties in it already as well, aye?
No, there's no totties. There's cauliflower, there's onions, there's ginger, garlic, Scotch bonnet, Jamaican seasoning and all that. Oh, it's lovely. It's got a very kick. She's not happy because she's like, oh, that's too hot. I'll need cream. So he does fucking coconut milk in it. Shut your mouth, get on it. But it's got a nice wee kick. But I'm just looking forward to trying this meat in the morning because it's unusual for me because I like my meat to be very green and I like it to be off the bone, whereas that's got a lot of fat and it's on the bone. So I'm interested to taste it. And I'd never thought about it. I didn't know that you would buy it for a start, but I'd never thought about tasting goat. And then I heard you talking about it the other night, and I'm a mad obsessed fannies that hears things and goes and Googles it. And I was Googling it, and it was saying how it's like the healthiest red meat that's out there. It's low in cholesterol, blah 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 blah. And I went, fucking, I'm trying this because I'm going to get a blast. You know what I mean? That curry.
See when you cook it, right? You say it's fat, but when you get it off him, you look at the fat that's on there, but see when it's fully cooked, there's no fat that goes into the pan, and then there's no fat that's on the fucking meat for whatever reason. I mean, and then because when you eat it, right, you're eating it, and you're like, well, where's the fat? But there's no fucking fat on the thing. It looks like there's fat there, but it's just if you look through it, you think there's fat there, but when you're eating it, I mean, it just if you need to cook it for a good bit to fucking soften, and it just falls off. I mean, the time when I did it the first one, I put it on and then I went out and I just put it on the lowest heat, and I was worried about because it's just a new cooker. I was like, it was going to be all right, but I've just left it on, and for a good hour I put it in the lowest heat, never touched it, and the meat was just falling off the bones that was there. It was just falling off, and everything was just fucking.
That's delicious, eh? See, the thing is, by the way, and I don't want to turn us into Jamie Oliver's fucking show, but have you got one of these slow cookers now?
No, I was thinking about it. Is it worth it, aye?
Right, well, I tell you what, right, my brother's as tight as fucking 10 coats, and he was on that Facebook last week. He bought himself this, like I say, it's called a crock pot, right? But as I said, I call it a crack pot, right? The crock pot. And he bought it last week, and he's posted a picture on his Facebook and that. So I was off work last Wednesday, and he phoned me. I was coming back from the Glasgow Fort back to Cumbernauld, and he phoned me up. He's like, here, I've just cooked beef and I've cooked nice sausages in this crock pot. It's out of this world. You need to get yourself one. I said, aye, I'd like to get it. He went, I got it for Tesco in Cumbernauld. He went, 34 quid down to £17, and I went back to him, bolt your rocket, and done a detour, bang, right up there, and I got two. I got one for me and one for wee Ma. So I got the two. That price, you know what I mean? Me and my missus have thought about buying one for a long time, and they never done it, but I says, fuck it, I'll go and buy them at that. It's 17 quid, you know what I mean? So what I done was, last Thursday, sorry, what my missus done last Thursday was, we were going to make a bolognese. We make the rain. We don't buy tin stuff or jars. Tommy, we cook everything from scratch, everything fresh ingredients, herbs, spices, a lot, right? And she says, I'm going to make a bolognese for dinner on Thursday. She says, I'll tell you what, fire up the crack pot, I just try it out. And she fucked everything in for the bolognese. Delicious, right? The other night there, I came in for work and there was an uplift for me. I come in at 3 in the morning, there was an uplift me saying, turn this on. There was a chicken and chorizo and potato stew. It was standing, man. You can download all these wee apps on your mobile phone that gives you like proper recipes designed for the slow cooker. I tell you, it revolutionises the way you cook, because it's a case of chopping your vegetables, chopping your meat, flinging it in, putting a bit of water and a bit of stock in, and bolting, and come back in 8 hours later and it's ready. It's fucking fantastic.
I couldn't do that, but 8 hours?
How long? Because the meat
you could get yourself into it, but I love the fact that you stand there Hank Marvin for an hour or two just watching it getting together and just having a wee snippet. Or like with the curry tea, I was getting my bread and just dipping a wee bit and taking a wee bit off of the sauce, and then just taking the sauce, not even taking the meat, but just taking the sauce and see when the potatoes were melted and just doing that, mate. Just actually when it's on and cooking and seeing it in the pot happening, and just it's been a live organism coming for nothing onto that. How can you just? I mean, I can understand it. I suppose I've not done it, and I probably, it's probably brilliant that you could put it on at a certain time. But once, I mean, when I cook something like that, then I've got it there for a couple of days anyway. So then I can just go and heat it up again. You know what I mean? But
well, I agree with you 100% exactly what you said, because like I said to you, I like my cooking, I'm head into my cooking. So I agree with what you said. You like to stand and watch it coming together. You like to make it come together yourself. But what this is...
Buzz. I mean, see that making that curry, because I thought it was phenomenal, and I followed that wee bird's recipe that was on it. As I say, it's a bit complicated with all the stuff, but that's the whole buzz about it, isn't it? I mean, and then
that's
especially...
That's the fun, isn't it?
Especially see when somebody else eats your cooking, mate. I mean, that's the thing. So, like, see, doing that, is it no... How can I put it? Is it not like cheating if you put something in and just leave it for 8 hours and then boom, even though it tastes beautiful and anyways?
You know, you're coming for right, and I'll give you the answer to that. Now, the first answer I'll give you to that is that it's very, very convenient when you've got, things to do, right? When, for instance, if you and your wife working and you're going to work in the morning, you can fire your stuff in it and you can cook it and it's done. But at the same time, you can manipulate it, because if you're in the house when it's cooking, you can go and taste it and manipulate it, put whatever you need into it and stuff and add to the flavours.
Fuck, 8 hours? I've been running back down the shop to buy another bit to throw in because I've ate the first fucking bit.
Aye, but see what you do. What you do is you're not sitting for 8 hours. What I do, like I said to you the other night, my missus left put all the stuff in for a delicious. It was chicken, chorizo sausage, onions, garlic, some spices and potatoes, and she left me a note just saying switch it on. So I come in at 3 in the morning and I switch it on. So by the time she gets out of bed with the rain at 7 in the morning, it's half cooked. By the time I get to bed at 12, 1 o'clock, it's cooked. It's fucking magic. It's the same as if you get up in the morning and you're going out to do some business for me, you fire all your stuff in and you jump out the door at 10 o'clock and you're going to be away to 5 o'clock, you come back at 5 o'clock and the stuff's ready for you. It's really good. But if you want, you can... If you want to, yeah, so it's like convenience, but at the same time, like, you know, I'm sitting there now, and I can go up there and I can retaste and say that needs up more pepper, it needs up more ginger, it needs more chilli. You can fire stuff into it. So honestly, it covers all the bases, and I'm agreeing with you 100%. I'll not stop making my curries and all that, and making my dishes that I cook in my pan and my wok. I do a lot of Chinese cooking as well. I'll never stop doing that. That'll happen as long as I'm alive. But it just gives you another option whereby buying stuff in and then you go on. And it's not even cheating either, because you've got to add to it. You know, it's not just a piece of flying totties and meat in there that's going to come out nice. You've got to put the right stuff in. I bought a thing today. Are you familiar with the style of cooking? You know that the Moroccan dish, it's going to call it a tagine. You know that?
A tagine or something called, they say that, aye?
Aye, tagine, yeah, you know what that is, aye?
I just broke up there when you were saying it. Aye, I know the one you mean, aye.
I bought a wee pack of stuff there in Cumbernauld Tesco. It's a pack and it's got all the spices in it. All you need to do is you need to get your lamb, your potato, some vegetables, and bang it in the slow cooker, a bit of water, fire these spices in it and you leave it for, and it's going to come out nice. And that's exactly the way they do it in Morocco. Only they cook it in the tagine, which is the wee receptacle to cook it in.
Actually, it's a clay oven and they seal the whole fucking thing up and then just go away and leave it.
So you come in, right, you work and you drop it in and you come back after your work and it's cooked for you. It's absolutely a phenomenal way to eat. And I tell you, the slow cooker is exactly the same concept, and I would recommend it to everybody to have one, because everyone's got busy days. Regardless of what you do, you get busy days, and you can go out and come back in and your dinner's lying there ready for you, man. You can't whack it, you know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
And the meat just, because it's cooked that slowly, like bits of chicken, you still want to pick your chicken up off the fork, off the plate on the fork, because it just breaks into wee bits, you know what I mean? It's that moist, it really is good. Get yourself one, mate, and you'll enjoy it, it's good.
It's on top of my list, mate. I've been thinking about it for a long time, mate, one of these things. There's a mad thread on the huddle board, guy called Smoked Up Goat, a fucking thing, and there's everybody firing in already, put it up there, and it always appears now and again. It's one of the threads that just sort of keeps adding to it, whatever different people put in other recipes for the slow cooker. I've not really visited it apart from the first time when I went up there, but I'm saving it to go in there and grab all the recipes, because undoubtable there'll be loads of good recipes on there. I mean, with the recipes, I mean, do you just... is it just, like you said, your missus made the bolognese, I mean, is it just a case of getting all the stuff you would do and cooking it and putting it in at the one time, and then is that basically...
No, what she done was, she asked me to her with the bolognese, because I'd never used it before. I said to her, break up the mince, make sure the mince... I'm not being a smart arse, right, but we buy good mince with the butchers, it's kind of rump steak mince, right, because you buy that stuff at the supermarket and something, it's like fucking, there's like chewing fucking toenails, so we buy good mince. It's like a fiver for 500 grams, right, and it's good, nice. One thing I never scrimp on, Tommy, is food, because it's a power of life, and food keeps you alive, right, so I never ever save money on food, so we use good mince, but I said to break it up with the fork, because you don't want it to clump, because I never used a smoke cooker before, you don't want it to clump up, and you don't want to get into that after 4 hours, and you just get a big lump of mince lying there with a bolognese sauce from the butter. So she just chopped up the stuff, put everything in it, raw, into the pan, into the crock pot, and then fired in the passata sauce, broke the mince with a fork and put it in, and I tell you, you wouldn't even need to break the mince up, because when the canute, mince was like really, it was almost as if the mince was pureed through the sauce. It was that well cooked. It was absolutely fantastic. It's probably the best bolognese I've had in mine. Because like I say, the mince just kind of disintegrated all the way through the sauce, so it was a nice thick. Honestly, I'm almost salivating at the thought of it. It was absolutely first class. And that was the first kick of the ball, you know what I mean? But my brother had phoned me last week. He's like, "Oh, you need to taste the meat. And I was like, "Shut up." B1, right up to Tesco, and go to it. And I got one. Like I said, I got one for my mother. She's not used to it. I'm not happy with her. I wanted her to get her used the fucking following day, because I'm one of the guys. If I buy something new, I want to try it straight away. You know what I mean? You don't want to wait a fortnight and go and get some nice meat for the butcher. Get it on straight away.
What about a chicken biryani? Have you done one of them in it?
No, because actually, see, we had this is what she was talking about the other day. We had the chicken and chorizo and potato stew. She had said to me, "You think you could put your rice through that?" I said, "You probably could, and turn it into a little biryani." I said, "But you'd need to keep your eye on it. You can't cook it. You'd need to shake out your cooking things for the rice, or else the rice will turn into mush. You'd need to make sure your rice was well washed and get all the starch out of it, because you don't want your whole dish to go all gloopy. So you'd need to do your homework on it, but you could absolutely do it. You just need to get your timing right for when to put your rice in, you know what I mean?"
See, the best way to do it is use basmati. Just use the best basmati
you
can get.
I use basmati all the time, Tommy. I've used long grain rice. I make chicken fried rice, because my wee girl loves chicken fried rice, and I make chicken fried rice with the long grain rice, but everything else, I use basmati only.
Oh, you can't whack it. But I steep it. If you steep it for the longer you can steep it for, mate, about an hour. If you steep it for an hour, then what I do, I just there's a guy who did it. I've not followed his recipe through yet, but I'm going to do it. But he puts it on, and he says he takes it to about 80% of it cooked, the rice, and then he did 2 chicken ones, and I'm going to follow him on because he did 2 baby chickens, and he let them marinate. Puts the marinade on. And he just left it there, and then it probably would go brilliant in one of the pots, because the way he did it, he got the 2 baby chickens, and he says you put it on the heat for 10 minutes high, 15 minutes medium, and then 20 minutes on low, and he was using a form of dough to seal the lid, and he put something on it to steam it from inside. So what he did, he cooked the rice, and then he transferred the rice over. He says the rice is about 80%, so he put the 2 baby chickens that were marinated overnight at the bottom, and he put some potatoes all around the bottom, covered the bottom up, and then just piled the rice on top, and put a few, rose water, and a few other, he put saffron on it, and then, as I say, just covered it up, cooked it about 80%, and then gave it 10, 15, he said about 40 minutes or not altogether, and almost steamed it, because the way he put the dough around the edge of the lid to stop any of the steam coming out. And then he took the thing off, and then he just blended it all through, and he actually put an egg in the chicken. He put a fucking boiled egg inside the chicken, and then all this. And then when he took it apart and he mixed it, and all the chicken was just falling apart. I'm like, oof.
delicious. Right,
So